Voice of Korea.
This is Voice of Korea.
Voice of Korea.
This is Voice of Korea.
English language transmission from Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
Inofficial credits. Song of General Kim Il-sung.
Voice of Korea News Now. The Movement for Peace and Socialism of Italy recently published in book form the great leader Kim Jong-il's famous work, The Democratic People's Republic of Korea is a future-oriented socialist state with invincible might. Foreign newspapers feature the Day of the Sun, the birth anniversary of the great leader President Kim Il-sung. The Russian newspaper Komsomolskaya Pravda dedicated one whole page to an article titled President Kim Il-sung, his motto, "People are my God." And the Zimbabwean newspaper Herald, the Zambian newspaper Post, and the Hungarian newspaper Liberation ran articles of different titles, including Kim Il-sung, his great exploits told century after century, illustrated with his smiling portraits and photographs showing the undying achievements of the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il and respected Kim Jong-un. The articles highly praised the immortal feats of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, who devoted their all for the prosperity of the country and the happiness of the people throughout their lives, and the proud achievements made by the Korean army and people in building a thriving nation under the wise leadership of Kim Jong-un. The newspaper Tongil, published by Koreans in Uzbekistan, carried a special article titled Significant Day, on the occasion of the Day of the Sun. The newspaper carried the news that the Day of the Sun, the birth anniversary of the great leader Generalissimo Kim Il-sung, the eternal president of the DPRK, was grandly celebrated in Korea. It also ran the news of the 21st Korean National Art Festival of Koreans in Uzbekistan, held in celebration of the Day of the Sun, as well as a photo-accompanied article introducing the Medium Riding Club. The Polish chapter of the Korean Friendship Association issued a statement on the occasion of the Day of the Sun and praised the great President Kim Il-sung for his great contribution to the cause of human emancipation and independence and the cause of world peace and prosperity. The delegation of the Korean Youth League in Japan, led by Vice Chairman Kim Do-sop, visited the Kumsusan Palace of the Sun and paid tribute to the great leaders Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, who are laid in state there on May the 4th. Mosaic mirrors of smiling Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, the great leader Kim Il-sung will always be with us, and the great leader Kim Jong-il will always be with us, was set up in Pakcheon, Yongbyon, Sakju, Yeongju, and Sindo counties of North Gyeongsang province. The unveiling ceremonies of the mosaic mirrors were held in those counties. The workers' dormitory of the Pyongyang Kim Il-sung textile mill, which has been wonderfully built under the warm, loving care of respected Kim Jong-un, was inaugurated on the 3rd. Present at the inaugural ceremony were Oh Soo-young, Secretary of the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, officials concerned, leading personnel and service persons of the People's Army unit engaged in the project, and officials, labor innovators, and employees of the textile mill. Kim Soo-gil, Chief Secretary of the Pyongyang City Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, made an inaugural address. He said it is a great event of the entire workers across the country, as well as those of the Pyongyang Kim Il-sung textile mill, that the inaugural ceremony of the dormitory was held when the workers of the mill feel infinite honor and happiness as respect to the Kim Jong-un visited the new workers' dormitory and gave a grand banquet for workers in celebration of the May Day. After the inaugural ceremony, the brothers entered the dormitory amid the congratulations of many people. They made a bow, looking up to the portraits of the great Generalissimos Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il in their rooms. Officials concerned, officials and employees of the mill, and the family members of the brothers who came from their hometowns upon the news warmly congratulated the workers entering the dormitory. Premier of the Cabinet Park Bong-joo and other senior officials of the state, Vice Premiers of the Cabinet, Chief Secretaries of the Provincial Committees of the Workers' Party of Korea, and officials of the Working People's Organizations, ministries, and national agencies visited the Songdo-won International Children's Camp and the January 8th Fishery Station of the Korean People's Army on May the 4th. They laid floral baskets and bouquets before the bronze statues of the great Generalissimos Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il at the camp and paid deep respect to them. Park Bong-joo, Premier of the Cabinet of the DPRK, acquainted himself with the irrigation canal project in South Gwanghae Province on the spot and convened a consultative meeting. At the meeting, measures were taken to improve the quality of the establishment and increase the speed of the project. He looked round the heads of mounted and trained farm machines factory and stressed the need to supply more farm machines to the countryside. DPRK Premier Park Bong-ju sent a message of greetings to Alexander Vučić on May 2nd upon his appointment as Prime Minister of the Republic of Serbia, expressing the belief that the friendly and cooperative relations between the two countries would be further strengthened and developed. The message wished Prime Minister Vučić success in his work for development and prosperity of the country. DPRK Foreign Minister Lee Soo-young sent a message of greetings to Ivica Dačić upon his appointment as First Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Serbia. A turf planting campaign is now brisk during the spring general mobilization for land management in Korea. Citizens in Pyongyang and different other parts of the country are planting different species of ornamental evergreen turf in the vicinities of roads, buildings and rivers, as well as parks and pleasure grounds. Golden turf is planted on sunny banks and slopes, and plantain lily and Liliope platyphila under big trees or shade to meet their ecological demands such as soil and sunshine. Lands are sown or transplanted. The 9th Congress of the Workers' Party of Bangladesh paid noblest respect to the great Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il and expressed full support to the just cause of the Korean people. A decision adopted at the Congress paid highest respect to Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il who rendered immortal services to the socialist cause and the human cause of independence. Memorial services would be held with humblest reverence and sincerity on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the demise of Kim Il-sung and the 3rd anniversary of the demise of Kim Jong-il, the decision said, and extended the full support and solidarity to the struggle of the Workers' Party of Korea and the Korean people, led by respected Kim Jong-un. The Asia-Pacific Regional Committee for Support to Peaceful Reunification of Korea issued an appeal on April 25th on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of the demise of the great leader President Kim Il-sung. Regarding it as a natural duty and obligation of the progressive people of the world to highly praise President Kim Il-sung and widely introduce his undying achievements, the appeal called upon the organizations for friendship and solidarity with the Korean people in different countries as follows. 1. To organize regional and national remembering committees and hold different forms of events according to their reality in praise of the great President Kim Il-sung, and thus increase the enthusiasm for his praise on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of his demise. 2. To hold an international internet seminar on his great life and immortal achievements with an active participation of the delegates of the regional and national committees for remembering President Kim Il-sung and organizations for friendship and solidarity with the Korean people. The seminar will be held in late June or early July. 3. To praise the great President Kim Il-sung and extend full support and solidarity to the Korean people in their just cause to build a prosperous nation and reunify the country, true to the lofty intention of President Kim Il-sung and His Excellency Kim Jong-il on different occasions in the future too, as in the past. The appeal stressed that the Asia-Pacific Regional Committee for Support to Peaceful Reunification of Korea will avail itself of all conditions and possibilities to conduct more vigorous activities for friendship and solidarity with the Korean people, and together with the progressive people of the world, make an active contribution to the cause of global independence as wished by President Kim Il-sung. According to the South Korean internet newspaper Chasu Minbo, the Measure Committee to denounce the intelligence services fabrication of plotted rebellion and suppression under the pretext of security held a press conference before the Seoul High Court on April 29th and said the case of the attempted rebellion was fabricated by the intelligence service to conceal the truth of power-backed fraudulent election. Speakers at the press conference said the criminal group to be punished is the intelligence service that deceived the people and violated the law, and the man to be detained is its director, Nam Jae-jun. The People for Peace and Reunification of South Korea held the 146th meeting for peace and disarmament outside the Ministry of National Defense on April 29th and denounced the South Korean puppet authorities for their confrontation with fellow countrymen in cooperation with outsiders. The speakers at the meeting said recently the South Korean and U.S. rulers met and made senseless remarks to pressurize the North. It is unpardonable for the authorities to conclude a military agreement with Japan trying to exercise the right to collective self-defense, far from making an apology for and reflection on the past crimes, they added. The internet homepage of the Society for Cooperation Among Koreans in Germany recently blogged an article denouncing the South Korean puppets for their sycophantic and treacherous acts. The article said the South Korean authorities, who had refused a joint investigation into the drone case proposed by the DPRK, talked about joint investigation with the United States. The South-North joint investigation will be an opportunity to turn misfortune into favorable condition for Park Geun-hye, who is stigmatized as an illegal president by the conscience of the international community and intellectuals. But she ignores it, the article criticized. And that's the end of the news, read by Choi Jung-nam. This is Voice of Korea. The daily Rodong Sinmun of the DPRK carried a commentary on Monday under the title, Militaristic Acts to Repeat Defeat. The commentary said, recently, the Japanese chief executive offered a sacrifice called Sagaki to the Yasukuni Shrine in the name of the Prime Minister. Synchronizing with it, 146 dietmen visited the shrine in groups. After the visit, the chairman of the National Security Committee of Japan said, it is a duty of a dietman, and it is natural for Japanese. The anachronistic acts of the Japanese ultra-rightist politicians, heated with militaristic fever, evoke bitter criticism and denunciation of the Asian countries and international community. The problem is that the Japanese authorities are letting loose a string of preposterous sophistries that they cherish the memory of the war dead, and the visit to Yasukuni Shrine will continue in the future too, as Japan hopes global peace. If Japan truly wants peace, it must squarely see the history of militaristic aggression and seriously reflect on it and give up militarism. Now the movements are active in Japan to turn the country into a militaristic war state. From the beginning of the year, the Japanese chief executive incited militarism, blaring that now is the beginning of the fight to restore strong Japan. The Japanese reactionaries should not forget the bitter lesson of the Japanese imperialists who had been defeated while running amok for invasion of Asia, but put an immediate end to their militaristic wrongdoings. That was the commentary under the title, Militaristic Acts to Repeat Defeat, carried in the daily Rodong Sinmun of the DPRK on Monday. This is Voice of Korea.
Now you will appreciate the immortal masterpiece, song of the 10-point program of the Association for the Restoration of the Fatherland, created by the great leader Kim Il-sung during the anti-Japanese revolutionary struggle. Please appreciate light music, the general star. in a male chorus on the road of struggle under the general. solidity and invincibility of socialism. The great Kim Jong-il made public the famous words, "Our socialism centered on the masses shall not perish," on May the 5th, 3080 or 1991. Hong Eun-soo, researcher of the Institute of Revolution, the History of Kim Il-sung of the Academy of Social Sciences, has this to say.
위대한 장군님께서는 보좌로서 우리는 자신의 선택하고 또 우리나라 실정에 맞게 우리의 힘을 일대세운 인도적 정신을 인식하는
In the work, great Kim Jong-il has scientifically and theoretically illustrated the invincibility of Korean-style socialism centered on the popular masses, chosen by the Korean people themselves, and built with their strength in line with the reality of their country. Korean-style socialism enjoys full support and trust of the people, as the people are the genuine masters of the state and society, and everything of the state and society serves them. In his work, Kim Jong-il said the secret of the solidity and invincibility of Korean-style socialism lies in the fact that it is a socialism centered on the popular masses, under which the people are genuine masters of the society, and everything of the society serves them. As Korean socialism serves the people, the Korean people regard it as the cradle of their lives and happiness, and entrust their destiny entirely to it. The Korean people, who enjoy endless happiness and true life in the socialist society under the wise leadership of the party and the leader, are devoting their role in order to firmly defend the socialist system and accomplish the cause of socialism. In the work, Kim Jong-il said that the Korean-style socialism could enjoy absolute support and trust of the people and be ceaselessly strengthened and developed because the party frustrated the counter-revolutionary movements of a handful of hostile forces entirely by applying the class line and left line in a powerful way. He noted that it is also attributable to the fact that the motive force of the revolution has been strengthened by firmly rallying the masses of both sections behind the party and the government of the republic, and socialism put on the most solid and extensive social class basis. Over the 20-plus years since the publication of the work, socialism has fully demonstrated its invincibility. Guided by the broad teaching ideas, Korean-style socialism has kept advancing vigorously without any vacillations, despite the vicious movements of the imperialists and of the reactionaries. During the most arduous march and post-march, the Korean people did not surrender to the rigorous trials, but broke them through with great fortitude and solved all issues with their strength without depending on others. The armed people built large and minor power stations in all parts of the country, operated suspended factories, and normalized production with concerted efforts. Today, the democratic people might as a man-made earth satellite manufacturer and launches. History and reality prove that socialism centered on the popular masses is the road of eternal victory. The famous work of the great Kim Jong-il, "Our socialism centered on the masses shall not perish," is a revolutionary banner which actively encourages not only the Korean people but also the peoples of many other countries in their struggle for socialism at present. You've been listening to an account under the title Work on Solidity and Invincibility of Socialism. This is Voice of Korea. Please appreciate an orchestral music. The host harps and the guitar. prisoner meal carriers will defend General Kim Jong-un at the cost of our lives. And music. The civil arrangement stands before us today too.
listeners. With this, we conclude the English language service of Voice of Korea from the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Voice of Korea presents its English language service for Southeast Asia between 5 and 6 hours UTC on 13,650 kHz and 15,105 kHz, and between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz and 13,650 kHz. For Middle East and Northern Africa between 16 and 17 hours UTC on 9,890 kHz and 11,645 kHz, and between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 9,875 kHz and 11,635 kHz. For Southern Africa between 19 and 20 hours UTC on 7,210 kHz and 11,910 kHz. And for Central and South Americas between 4 and 5 hours UTC on 11,735 kHz, 13,760 kHz, and 15,180 kHz, and between 10 and 11 hours UTC on 11,710 kHz and 15,180 kHz. Goodbye, this is Pyongyang.